Perfect family, welcome to the official NXT UK review, and we're going to be talking about everything that happened on this show. We do it like every single week. The only probably podcast that does it like this, with the best information, the whole show, all of our thoughts, analysis. So welcome for this episode, Paul. What are your thoughts about this NXT UK that we had a championship match towards the main event? I think outside of that, maybe like the response from Ilya Dragonov to Dragonov and Strong, that's one of like the strong points of the strong points of this show. So what do you think overall? How we won?
Yeah, I mean, this show, I thought it was all right for NXT UK, some booking stuff. I'm going to touch on the, just the awful, just completely done Symbiosis for me. Anyway,
oh, yeah.
I mean, we're going to talk about that, but, I do like what we see from D Familia, especially Dempsey. And, I mean, the main event was good because it's not just a one-off match. We clearly see this is going to continue. There's going to be a feud. So, pretty good. NXT UK usually delivers. And like you said, all the promos, we're going to get into each and every one. So
absolutely. So family, thank you so very much one more time. Thank you for the support, the huge support in this video, because the Jericho Appreciation Society is in the house. They main evented AEW Dynamite, and we thought it wasn't one of the worst ideas ever. Aside of that, we had CM Punk going against Dax from FTR, so at least that was a good match.
And
MJF having a great promo. Keep going, Paul.
Yeah, I was going to say, and did you hear, we weren't the only ones who had a lot of backlash for the Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti, and the one comparison we didn't make, which I'm surprised that, neither of us said this, is that they're going to get Cody Rhodes and Cody and Brandy level of heat. If they keep coming out there, we're a couple, we're badass, look at us. And I'm like, that's a pretty good thing. Not good, but that's a good comparison.
Exactly. And for example, I'm pretty sure you saw it. Like there was a picture with the title and all of that. Yeah. It's like showing all of that is completely like, get yourself out of my TV.
Cringy,
it's like it's completely cringy. Like you said, when they break up, and it's not that we want to, but it's like, okay, we saw it come. We saw it coming because those things belong to you and your girlfriend. I don't care if you're a fan. I don't care if you support me. Those things are for you too. This is professional wrestling, and that's why those people like that, and I will call it, don't quote me, quote me. It's like those people are the ones that embarrass the business. Those two embarrass the business. So, when you hear our thoughts, check out the AEW Dynamite review. Thank you so very much for everyone that has been watching. Paul, let's start talking about tag match, and we got to see Saxon Coxley, the A-Kid, going against D Familia. We got to see Charlie Dempsey and also Raja. Pretty good match, I will say, for a tag match, and especially because we knew that they got it. Saxon gets in the match. He's added into this. Why? Because he was going to eat the pin. That's the resurrection.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I will say, though, I don't know if this is because A-Kid is on his way out. I mean, they did mention, even though this was all probably pre-taped before he even wrestled in NXT 2.0, but they said, he's going to challenge for the North American title, or he might, win a big match to challenge for that. So that's cool. But, he actually was the one in this match who I thought was doing a lot of the selling. He was, it was when Huxley came in, Huxley was the one looking strong. Now, he did, he was the one who got pinned at. Oh no, he didn't even get. Wait, was it Huxley?
Huxley got the pin. Yeah.
That's right, because it was Tio Man. A-Kid was up on the top, and he took A-Kid off the apron and took him out. Yeah, because Dempsey was distracting the ref. That's what it was. Lots of moving pieces in this match, but yeah, I mean Huxley though, he looked good, but it was just again the dumb babyface syndrome, like we say, they get distracted, this and that. And the only thing I'm going to say is, I mean, I don't know how much, how many weeks in advance this is for, that they might have pre-taped, but you wouldn't think that this is the end of this. You would think these guys would have to get some kind of revenge. Maybe A-Kid versus Tio Man or something like that.
Yeah, it will be. I feel that again, they want to give the Familia the opportunity to look strong, to look like a threat for everybody. They want they want this team to be consolidated, and I understand that because you have three future, world champions in this. You got Tio Man, that is great on its own, and Raja, at least he's a good second guy.
Oh yeah,
and especially Charlie Dempsey. You have that right there is your game changer in him. And the style, it was good, the type of submissions that he tried on Huxley and A-Kid, really good stuff. But like you said, in the end, you see it right here, Paul. The little Jimmy, we said, the face buster, but that's because of Tio Man, and they get the win. So go ahead.
And I was just gonna say his finisher. I almost forgot what Raja's finish was. That's why I was blanking on the end of this thing, and I almost like you said, it's the little Jimmy, but I almost thought it kind of almost looked like a code breaker because he kind of got the knees up too, and he kind of
yeah, but little Jimmy used to be like that, but Jericho's is just he puts the legs together, but this one is just little Jimmy without truth. It's just He's just like face buster,
Yeah, and I was
jumping
like,
face buster. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what it
and
is.
I think called it Seek and Destroy or something like that. But I mean, this is a good win for these guys. And like you said, if the feud good, if not, move them on to something. But we don't remember how we saw the cracks a couple weeks ago when
Yes.
Dempsey was like, "Oh, hey, why are you attacking him?" And then he's like, "Oh, okay," and then he
Well,
joined
it
in.
was just all like
yeah, it
the old
was,
storyline.
we
Yeah,
didn't see anything. There was no cracks in this match or anything. So that's
exactly. So we're gonna move on, Paul. Like a T-Bone against Wild Boar. This is just like you said. This is like the part that like in the particular storyline, Symbiosis are the ones that need to look strong here. They've been asking for it, like they've been doing promos about it. So like every single thing should line up, should match, and it's not doing like that because look at like the difference between the two. So this is just a little bit of like head scratcher for me. I don't know what will they can do because like you said, Wild Boar is by himself, yet he beat T-Bone. And I think it was in a quick fashion. I don't know. It was not good for me. Go ahead. You wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, I mean, this was just bad. I mean, like I said, I said it a couple weeks ago when Eddie Dennis cut that promo. I said, this is the last. This is like baseball. This is the third strike. They had 2 strikes. Now they're, this is the last one. And this is a complete swing and a miss. I mean, while they got 0 momentum, Wild Boar comes in. He had a chair, but he beat the shit out of 3 guys, and each of them, I mean, Primeape is tiny like he is, but T-Bone is a big muscular guy. Eddie Dennis is, he's tall and lanky, and, they did push him before he became a manager. He was pushed pretty good. I believe he did beat Trent Seven and everything, so he had a little bit of a push, but they make all these guys look like clowns. Wild Boar just, it's a 3-on-1, and you thought, oh, okay, this is going to be a way that they beat this guy. They do something, I don't know. But no, they're not going to do that because he just returned. So he's not going to lose his return match. And, he overcomes the odds 3-on-1. And, he beats T-Bone. So now next week he faces Primeape or whenever it is. And he'll probably beat him. And then he'll go against Eddie Dennis. And that's probably when he'll lose. Eddie Dennis will beat him. But it's like, oh, so that would be like if somebody beat Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey, but then Jim Cornette beat him.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, it's not.
Like, how does that even make any sense? Why would the manager be the one who beats the guy and not, I mean, this whole thing sucks.
Head scratcher, and like you said, the storyline they don't really know what to do with it because the guys are decent, but like, can they ever be, can they ever get in like a good storyline, something that makes sense?
You don't hear that much from us here talking about NXT UK, where we just give something a complete, at least for me, give something the complete thumbs down. But yeah, that's what this is.
Oh no, like it is because especially like don't waste your time doing all these promos and really good quotes. The narrative is really good. Whatever you're trying to say, like you're selling me. Remember, they were saying, oh, this is our year. Remember, there was a bad year like last year, but this is our time. We are better. Oh yeah, Wild Boar comes back. Yeah, done. Like you said. So that's not good. But we're gonna see also like it's a rematch between Amel and Zaya Brookside. She comes back and she says, hey, legit, can we get a rematch? And I think she's gonna pull some kind of like dirty tricks right here because again Amel is like, oh yeah, well, I don't know, we're gonna see. And then she talks to her, so Zaya Brookside was talking to her dad, and she says, oh daddy, now it's done, we're gonna have that match. So I think in this one maybe finally we'll see Zaya Brookside getting the win and start maybe like something that can go along at some point with like the women's championship, like this heel run that like finally is taking place. We'll see. This will be, for me, is the first step. This is going to be the beginning of that history, that chapter for Zaya Brookside.
I mean, we say, one of the feuds that was pretty good in AEW, didn't have no title, Serena Deeb and Hikaru Shida.
Yes.
You can do feuds and you can do stuff without the title if, the women can tell the story. And I think these two can. Amel is an over babyface. Zaya Brookside's a really annoying heel. And if, she cheats to win, or maybe her dad actually does show up, we see Bobby Brookside or something, I don't know. They could do lots of things. And, because Amel is so over, and I feel Zaya's over too, because she's been there so long, you have a potential to have a feud. So I hope it's not just a one-off match and then,
Oh no, yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be the rematch, so that's just going to be pretty cool. Something that is going to be interesting also, and like you said, the women's division, they need mini feuds, they need some stories in that division, because there's so many talented women. that you can do so much with. So no, that's gonna be good. We were waiting for the answer. Roderick Strong had issued a challenge last week. He said, "I come here for the big money matches. What bigger match than going against the NXT UK Championship? I want the Tsar, Ilya Dragunov." Ilya Dragunov responded. He said, "Hey, we both are cutting the same thing. We're both diamonds. We are kind of have the same style. We know what we need to do to get to this place." And he said, "Hey, I'm down. So this is going to be good. And in the end, I'm a diamond that doesn't crack." Good stuff from Ilya Dragunov, and as a champion, the way that he presents himself, or elegant, or classy, I like it, and it's going to be a good match. Of course, Ilya, I don't think he's going to lose it, but at least they found a contender, somebody else, because they know that maybe in the men's division they didn't have a lot quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I don't like him, being in a suit and the czar and all, spoken, softly and whatever. But I mean, I just miss like the promos, like when him feuding with Walter in the early days and stuff. I mean, he still has an intensity when it comes to the matches and stuff. So that's the main thing. But my main issue here with his promo is you can tell it was written on a cue card he was reading from it. This wasn't a promo that he was cutting in his head. Roderick Strong, you want to come over here, call me out. You want the Czar. Are you ready for that? There was no intensity to this. It was just, oh, I'm a diamond too, blah, blah. So that, I mean, it's Dragunov. He's still the man. He's still my number one guy here in NXT UK. But, I mean, let the guy cut his own promo.
Oh yeah, no, that is true. I mean, for me, I did like it just a bit. I feel that like Ilya, like this.
I didn't hate it. It was just, I feel like there could have just been more intensity from it.
Because we're known. Ilya Dragunov is known for that, but I feel that now it's kind of like a shift because he's not seeking after anybody. It's like, hey, anybody's coming to me. I don't need to do this. I'm not this crazy guy anymore. But anybody that comes to me is gonna see the crazy guy. They just gotta like try me, and it's gonna be good. So that's gonna be a good match. Somebody I feel that like doesn't even have a path right now, doesn't even have a horizon, is Jordan Devlin, and he got a match with Jones right here. And this was good. Jones actually did a lot of like the offense here for like Jordan Devlin. He's all really good, but in the end, did you think that he was going to lose? No. The thing is, like, they needed, I guess, a stepping point for him. A beginning for Jordan Devlin, because remember he lost the championship match with Ilya Dragunov. So I think this is what's next for him. He didn't even use like the Devil's Inside. He just used like a brainbuster. He got the win, and it's just like to say, hey, he even said in the promo after the match, he said, "Oh, nobody can like compare to me," all of that. I like it, but again, like now I can see that like maybe this division needs more depth. Maybe they need a little more stories in between.
I'm so far ahead of everyone in the men's division. They couldn't see my arse if they had a pair of binoculars.
Yeah.
And exactly. He is a star here, and he is one of those guys who he can be pushed at a main event scene, and if you can give him legit feuds and good stuff. I mean, his last feud was with Gallus, and they were like in his locker room, and they were making like a joke out of him. So that was kind of, he was still Jordan Devlin. Like I said, when it's still the bell rings, he's still badass. He's still the ace. But I mean, it wasn't that great of a feud, but this, is off to a good start. We haven't seen him for a couple weeks, and, we got to see who maybe answers his call. I would like to see maybe while Roderick Strong's still here, maybe after that, maybe, he calls out, Ilya again, and Roderick Strong kind of is like maybe an in-between feud or something if you want to do that rematch or something. I don't know, but I'd like to see Roderick Strong versus Jordan Devlin before Roderick Strong goes back to
or what
the
they need to do for Jordan just to freshen him up. You know what they did. I mean, Adam, the Cruiserweight Championship does no longer exist anymore, but what will you do? Bring him to NXT 2.0 and then maybe go after the North American Championship this time. So that will be cool, at least, because again, some characters, like I guess when they just stay like just locally, like they get a little stale, and maybe him is just a little stale. Even you said it, the reasons they put him with Gallus, and I'm nothing bad against Gallus, but there are three guys and they haven't done absolutely anything after they lost those championships.
There's definitely, before he goes back over there, if he's gonna maybe win a championship and be over there for a while, there are some matches I'd like to see. Him versus Dempsey would be good.
Oh yeah.
And there's a couple matches here before he leaves, but you really got to see. I think he's going to have at least one more match with Dragunov. That might even be a send-off if he if he doesn't beat him.
We'll see what happens with them next week. Also, we're going to see Trent Seven going against Ashton Smith. Good promo by both guys. Even Trent Seven was doing some of the Zen, some of the training, some of like this new persona that like Tyler Bate is. He's like, oh, if it works for him, I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see how it is. And the same thing for Ashton Smith. It's like if Ashton wins, then it's like there's no excuses. There's nothing that stops us from going against the tag team titles. And even Trent Seven said, "I'm going to do whatever it takes for us not to ever lose those tag team titles." So good promo by both of them, and this is going to be a good match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, Oliver Carter's great too, and that was a great match last week. And this week, next week we're going to see this, and I'm looking forward to this as well. And Ashton Smith and Oliver Carter, I mean, every time I see these guys, I like them more. Go back, how many months ago when we were talking about these guys when they first kind of were getting a little push. We're like, okay, yeah, they're two big guys, they're athletic, they're muscular. Like, okay, let's see what they do with these guys. I mean, to me now, put the belts on them. I mean, they cut the good promos. I feel like the people are behind them. I mean, at least I am, and they made a fan out of me. And hey, if we're the only ones who review it, then hey, we're the voice here. We're the ones who are saying it. So, I mean, these guys, I think, got to win here, or there's got to be some kind of kabuki bullshit finish where it's like a cheat and they plead their case and they get the match. But I mean, if they would do a title change, I'd be for it, because these guys
exactly. So we're going to see what happens. But I mean, I think that, like you said, Smith's going to win, and then they're going to have the rematch. So that's going to be good. Also, we're going to see Mark Coffey going against Noam Dar. This is again for me. If Mark Coffey gets the Heritage Cup, I will lose a lot of the respect that I have for this cup, just because the guy's not worthy enough. He even said in the promo, tag team specialist that is trying something different.
And then he calls him the driver.
Yeah, exactly. Like he called him the driver. He's like, you're the driver regardless. Yeah. So there you go.
Noam Dar is so good. No.
How are you going to get the title away from him? That's what I mean.
Okay. I mean, this is we talked about him a couple segments ago. Who would be one guy who you'd say, okay, that would be fine if he beats Noam Dar? Jordan Devlin.
Yeah.
You want to give Jordan Devlin the Heritage Cup, make him the champ? That would be something. Okay, I could see that.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Exactly. I will not have a problem with that. So like they're going to see this again. Heritage Cup rules. The cup is on the line.
But I mean, I would really be surprised. But I don't see Noam Dar losing it.
Absolutely. No. I would be really upset, actually, because Noam Dar, like you said, is one of the champions that actually enjoy their work. He will be a little bit like MJF will be champion. He will be like the TNT champion, something like that. Like heel that is so prick, so arrogant. He believes that he's so above everybody else that like he just makes fun of everybody. I love that. Yep. So let's talk about the main event, Paul. Women's championship on the line. Meiko Satomura against Isla Dawn. This was a pretty good match. And the ending, I didn't like too much, just how it came about. But you said it already. Why? Because this is going to be the first match, and it seems that is the trend for every single defense for Meiko Satomura with an opponent that is somewhat credible. They did the same thing also 2 matches with Blair Davenport around that. So Blair, of course, had to almost dies in one of them. And she just did the same thing with the first title defense. So tell me a little bit about this match.
Yeah, and like you said, Jenny was a couple matches. Kaylee Ray, not rematch back to back, but they had a couple matches. Until she won the title, but this was pretty good. I mean, it was even. I would say, the only big mistake you could say Meiko made in this match was when she went up for a frog splash and Isla caught her with the double knees. But
I got it right here for you. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, no, this was pretty even, pretty contested, and because it's on Peacock, you can kind of cheat. Okay, I saw how long this match was really after the entrances. Not very long. I don't think this is going to be I don't think they're going to do a title change. I think this is going to be a feud. I don't think it's going to be a match, because normally when they give Meiko a match, I think her and Kaylee Ray went 20 minutes or 18 minutes or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. They give them a long time. This wasn't very long, so you think, okay, we got to see how this goes. And I do like how she hit her finisher, the fisherman's suplex, but no, she kicked out. And Isla Dawn, you can see the frustration. Then Meiko, she hits a Scorpio Rising, and she hits her Death Valley Driver.
Right there.
But no, she kicks out of that. So I like how they kick out of the finishers. That's okay. Like you said, you're the credible opponents. You might have to hit it again or, do something even crazier. But then you see Isla Dawn, they said she's, they keep going the creepy, powers thing. They're like she steals her opponents, not only possessions, but maybe their powers, or you could say their moves. She picks up Meiko for the Death Valley Driver. You think, she's going to pin Meiko with her own finisher. The embarrassment. No, Meiko slips out the back. And like you said, if it was a quicker roll-up, you would believe it, but it was awkward. I don't know if it's because Meiko's short and Isla Dawn is so tall, but it was kind of awkward till she got the roll-up. But 1, 2, 3. She gets the victory. Meiko wins, but she don't get her belt like you had in the picture. Isla Dawn took the belt and ran off. So obviously there's going to be a rematch. You're not going to let somebody else keep your belt, but this was a good way to do it if you're gonna
if you're gonna prolong,
if you're gonna continue the feud, just like you said, the ending, maybe just do a quicker roll up, just do a schoolboy, just do something, just whoop, roll them up 1, 2, 3. You don't got to do some kind of, but I mean, she did lock her up really good and tight in the roll up, so maybe that made it more credible.
Exactly. So I mean, like you said, I enjoy this, but I just like you said, the ending. I don't like too much like these little things when like I'm not expecting. I'm just like, oh, okay, it's done. But again, when they play this, when she's going away with the title and Meiko is like confused, what's going on? He's like pointing out, he's like, come back, give my title. So the fact that she has it right away tells you there's going to be another blow-off match, and maybe that's when Isla, will get the championship if there's supposed to be a title change. I think that Blair Davenport was supposed to be that belt, was supposed to win it, but of course the injury and everything, there's a Meiko, you gotta like keep it. So we'll see what happens. But aside of that, at least NXT UK, they give you the hook. They give you, okay, no, don't worry, there's gonna be the blow-off match, so that's good. So family, I hope that all of you enjoyed the review. I want to wish you all like a great weekend. We'll come back because it's WrestleMania week, so we're going to be working a lot. There's going to be The Undertaker inducted in the Hall of Fame, SmackDown, 2 nights of WrestleMania is going to be absolutely great. Be with us because we're going to be going back to our old ways. We're going to do the lives, all of that stuff, family. So thank you so very much. Where can they find us, Paul?
And guys, so you don't miss any of the updates for WrestleMania week, follow us, Rope Break on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and of course right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
And you and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...